Hello and welcome to another episode of Talking About Adaptability. Today we're going to Sweden to Mr. Tariq Mohammadi. Sounds great. Let's go. Yes, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About Adaptability. Our guest today is, like you heard, is Mr. Tariq Mohammadi. And before I introduce you, I always kick off with the first question. What's the first thing that comes to mind if I say adaptability?
Progress, change, development. These things came in my mind like right away, shooting.
Okay, that's a good answer. Let's talk. Yes. Good afternoon for us. It's now, Mr. Tariq. You are based in Sweden. Can you tell me briefly, what are you doing right now?
I'm working with the numbers. I'm working as a controller for a municipality, a great municipality called Norrtälje Kommun. And Kommun means municipality. I'm helping them with the economic and taking care of all the numbers that we are having and present those numbers to the board members and take like decisions that it is good for the municipality that we are living in it.
Okay, so
And it's the education like side, like only education branch.
in the education branch, all right. But the education branch, they had a pretty rough time in the Corona period, or not?
Yes, but we became so much creative in Sweden with the distance education. We have so many applications that right now that the students can use it at home. So, but it was so challenging time. It was so challenging time.
And well, let's dive into that. I mean, do you know, everybody had to be creative, but some people start tomorrow and some
Yes.
people started in May 2020 when everything was going on for a month and everybody thought, wait a minute, I have to take charge. I have to do something, do some things online. Can you still go back to the time that you thought, wait a minute, we have to be creative, we have to adapt, we have to come up with something, otherwise it goes wrong?
Yes, I can talk about Afghanistan PSA that
Sure.
we needed to do everything online, and we couldn't have an office. So we changed all the environment because in Afghanistan we used to go to office and work, and our colleagues was used to go to office. But when they came to the PSA Afghanistan association, even in 2018 they are working like online at home, and we adapt like quickly with this change when also the COVID came, and they were also working online and also doing speeches online.
Okay.
So that was a progress for PSA.
Yeah. So you're actually saying that because 2017, 2018, some people were already working hybrid or online or from home, that it was actually a small step to make it work for everybody, and you had to sort of you had the experience to react quickly, because I mean everything had to be done in a matter of weeks.
Yes, like if you have an experience, if you have knowledge and understanding of what is going to come in the future, but it's very hard to have it. We had it by luck because I'm living in Sweden and our speakers were in Afghanistan and we were going to educate them and going to have teachers and all these things. So we need to have a kind of online connection between countries and Afghanistan. And
Yeah.
also some teachers inside Afghanistan, because they were not available like physically. So we
Yeah.
had experience and we could adapt ourselves. It is good to have, but it is very difficult to find which experience I should go after it to have an experience for future risk.
Yeah, and maybe it's not also nice to see because that's your experience in Afghanistan, and you're working now in Sweden. And I'm from Amsterdam, the Netherlands, and sometimes a lot of countries learn from each other, but also look to other countries. And I must say that Sweden has been called more than once, like they have the right. They did the right thing a couple of months ago. So what Sweden did a couple of months ago, the Dutch people have to do right now. So what do you think is the secret there? I mean, is Sweden, do they always are they
I
always at
don't
the
know
front?
I don't know the statistic number, but we have a lot in the Dutch. But in Sweden, I know we have a lot of like women. We have man and woman equal in our board members. Like sometimes women are more. And in Sweden, I have been working with a private company, and also like that they had like so many women that they were in the board member. And also I was working in the government sites that all the bosses and like the majority of was women. So I think that can be like an effect of leadership
Okay,
that
but that's interesting, of course, that you have a direct connection with the leadership of women, and they tend to have made better decisions. Actually, that's I believe that.
yes, I believe that, and I believe that I was always working in environments that the women were the majority.
Yeah.
And in Sweden, and also when I'm working with the PSC Afghanistan, all the students of Afghanistan in Kabul University, and they're also females. So, and we made very very good decisions.
Yeah. And what do you think is the biggest challenge we're facing right now? Because we're sort of getting out of this Corona crisis. We're not there yet, and Sweden is going very well. I believe there are no boundaries or restrictions anymore in the Netherlands. There are some restrictions with the Corona pass or whatever, but I think it's going to be okay. And some other countries are still in lockdown or even worse. But what do you think is the coming year or something? It's just a personal. I know you're not a specialist, but I just want to know because
I
you
know.
have your work field in Afghanistan and now you're in Sweden.
Yes, I
So
know.
what is your vision?
Yes, and in the coming years, I think we will get more used to the technology, and this side will get advanced development, especially when we are used to now after like 2 years you're using it, and now we are just feeling comfortable sitting at home and working. And if that is going good for the people, especially if people are working in the offices, so this habit will stay. So the new normal that we are going to talk about it will be a normal that people it will be a combination of the people will choose to stay at home or
Hmm.
come to the job in the 5 6 years ahead of us. And that will be, I think, our new culture of job environment.
But is that going on right now in Sweden? Do you believe? Because I just heard today on the radio that the traffic jams in the Netherlands are now longer than 2 or 3 years ago. So everybody is traveling again. Everybody's going to the office. So it's not normal. It's not going back to normal. It's going back to even worse. It's
Even
so
worse,
it
I
looks like the
understand.
whole hybrid world is gone. But
Yes.
is that really what's going on in Sweden?
In Sweden, in 5 days I should go to the job, but I work 4 days at home and I go only one day to the job.
Okay.
And when we are good in following things in Sweden that we are reading. So when we read some emails and stuff, so that if it is if you have the possibility to be at home and you can make a job environment at home, so stay at home. So now I'm working at home 4 days and I only one day. We see that the parking places got crowded, that when I go to the municipality, I see there are more cars than before, and that people are coming in, but not so much. So
Okay.
we are
Okay.
still working like being at home and going to the office up to the January.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Okay. Nice. Oh, that's my office manager. Sometimes he calls when I forget something. Yes. 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 Oh, of course. I almost forgot. Yeah. Thank you. It's my mistake. My mistake. No problem. Yeah, I will. Thank you. Sorry. Sorry for that. I mean, she's a great studio manager. I sometimes forget. I'm so into the interview. The point is actually what she said to me that for the last 26 years, I am a stand-up comedian. So I'm a keynote speaker and a stand-up comedian. So fun is a crucial thing for me, having fun. And a lot of people are now taking courses, to be better, to come better out of the corona crisis or whatever. I mean, or they took courses three years ago. How important do you think fun or having joy in your work is? Do you have do you have
yes,
a vision on
like
that?
if you don't have fun, you cannot go forward. Like if you
Okay.
don't have happiness, if you don't have happiness, you cannot like take a step forward each day because
Yeah.
happiness play a very important role in daily basic life.
Yeah.
And especially if you have happiness in your job, you do it in a right way. It's
Okay.
not like that every morning you get up and you don't like to go to office.
Yeah.
It's like that you have the joy and the happiness inside you because you're stuck to your motivation, to your goal, and you get happy. So I think happiness is playing a very important role to the each
Yeah.
human individual lives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And how big is the organization you're working for? How many people work there?
I have been working in different organization, different
Okay.
big organization in Sweden. Once I remember in our building, we have 1,800 people working.
Wow.
And now in Norrtälje Kommun, we are, as economists, we are explaining how big is the company or organization by numbers. Like
Yeah.
we say, like this is their like omsetning, I don't know even what is that would be in English, but it is like the revenue or like the money that is in circulation
Yeah.
yearly, like the budget, like health and care, like so simple. The budget. I have been working with
Okay.
300 million crown, so it would be like 13 million euro, and it went up. Like I adopt myself, I changed up, I adopt myself, I changed up, and now my budget is around like with my colleague is around 1.5 million billion
Okay.
crown, one five.
Billion.
So yes, billion crown. So it will be around 150 million.
Yeah.
Uh, crowns. So we divide to the like operations, to the schools, to the private schools, and also to the communal, like the municipalities, so the government schools. And they use it for the salaries, for everything. It's a
And
quite big.
absolutely. What is your vision of when youngsters are looking for a job? Should they work at the big company, 800, 900,000 people, or should they find something at a startup, 30, 40 people? Startup is really flexible, agile.
Start with like a big company. Like my advice is like if you want to start a job, start a big company, start a high
Okay.
position.
Yeah.
Like start the big company and start high position, have a goal for you, like which position you want to be, like if you want to work as a like a CEO, so it is a goal for you, which company you choose the company. If you want to work as CFO, if you want to work as a controller or a division, like you can come down. But
Yeah. Yeah.
according to education, a student can put a goal for himself. Like this, I can get, but which company? A good company, because right now I believe that the employees choose the companies.
Yes.
Like it is not like the companies choose a person for interview. It's like got reversed. Like
Yeah.
okay, I want to
Exactly.
work for this company or this company. So we have a very good opportunity for the new generation to choose their company, and they should choose good position. They choose a good goal, a target they should have. If they don't have target, they cannot get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah, and then well, maybe the last question is that I've asked all my guests is how did you stay motivated? I mean, you know, a year ago, whatever, you stood up, you work 4 days from home, but how you keep motivated in those ugly times?
Yes, when I see that I can help a person or
Hmm.
organization or my colleague, I get motivated. Still, we're at home, but we are our work, which is are going online. So helping people, other people, make me more motivated. And when other people smile, that gives me happiness more.
But that's interesting. So you, because some people said they had a sort of mantra or tell themselves you can still do it, but that's really focused on yourself. It's me, myself, and only me when you're alone. But your answer is actually when you make somebody else happy. That's how you stay motivated. That's an interesting one, of course.
Like I think, if I can to make another person happy,
Yeah.
so like this is the like I haven't used my time in a sufficient value that I can give to my time. So I
Hmm.
think helping other people, other individuals is the most important things in the world, I think. So when I help other people, I become happy and I get motivated to help another person.
Wow, that's. I mean, I think a lot of people should do that because then that's going to be exponential. That
Yeah.
at the end of the way road, a lot of people get happy because a lot of people need that also. It's
Yes,
very
happiness
wise
is the
words.
only thing. Yes, happiness is I think only thing we needed right now, and to get us motivated, and we should find the key factors that make us ourselves happy. Okay, mine is helping other, but maybe for someone is another thing is
Yeah, yeah,
another key
yeah,
factor. So we should find them, and we should work on them
yeah,
to
yeah,
get more happiness.
yeah. Well, another question pops up. I said last question, but if there are more questions, I just go on because you said you're working with numbers. You are a number guy. Is that okay to say?
Yes, a number guy was a
Yes.
mathematics teacher when I was
But
16 years old.
okay, cool. But well, let's look at the last two years when we also had to change something, and when you change something, that's more or less an emotional decision. That's more or less that's in your head. That's not a number thing. It's not a switch. So my point is it easy or also easy? No offense for somebody who's really focused on numbers and on rational things to make emotional decisions.
Oh, it is not easy. It is not easy to make emotional decision with your deep down in the numbers like me. But I tried always to have a combination of what is going on the reality and what number is saying. Number is saying the numbers. The result is saying like minus or plus.
Yes.
But the difficulty that people have, the feelings is different. So I tried always to find a balance between numbers and feelings and present the numbers to the. Let me tell you like this: if I want to tell the numbers to another person, and I'm explaining the numbers to another person, I combine feelings with it.
Okay.
So they know that it is not like less money, and they know it is like more money, or like they know the value of what they're seeing. Because when you see numbers a lot, when you see million, or like 20, 13 millions, you lose how much is that valued
Wow.
outside.
Very
So
good.
when I try to like work with the organization, when I try to go and stand for board members of like maybe like 30, 35 people like in a room, and I have my PowerPoint presentation. So I go in the details and I try to like tell them this point we have like a shortage, and this point we have like the benefit, but those should be mixed with the feelings.
Absolutely. And maybe, I mean, um, what you also can do is if you show numbers, you can show a picture. Let's say the number is not that well, but you see a picture of a plant that is growing, that you instantly have the feeling, okay, well, it's a small plant, it's a small number, but if we go on, if we feed it, then it can be a big tree. So maybe that's the solution you can also choose.
The numbers that we are working, like we can't put pictures, but we have like I put colors like differentiations. Like when it is like so like plus number, it shows so much more green, and when it is like so much more minus number, like a high value number, it shows red.
Okay.
So like imagine I present like maybe in one of my presentation I showed more than like 289 key factors.
Okay, yeah,
And
I understand.
that's a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Mr. Tariq, thank you very much for this conversation. And I always end with a personal question. So is it okay? I always have to ask. Normally you ask
Thank you
somebody,
so
is
much.
it okay?
Yes,
Okay,
you can ask
bro.
any question. Yes, of course.
I've got here 8 questions, and to be quite honest, it is the question number 1 is the easy question, and question number 8 is the difficult question. Now I have this wheel of questions, and I can ask you, well, you just pick a number, but I think this is better. So if you agree, we just hit the wheel and see what happens. And it is, so 1 is the easy question, and it will be, it's pretty easy. Question number 4. Question number 4. Let's have a look. Question number 4. Here it is for the lawyers at home. Question number 4. That's not a difficult question. What's your favorite animal?
A penguin, panda, these type of animal I like so much. But penguin, I think, is my favorite animal.
Oh yes, yes. I love they're very energetic. It's like beautiful.
Yes, so energetic. Yeah. Yes, I like them so
absolutely.
much.
Yeah. Well, my favorite animal is an octopus, but that's because that's my logo. I think that's a very adaptable and intelligent animal. Good, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to know more about Mr. Tariq Mohammadi, of course he's on LinkedIn, and this is his profile. So if you look him up, Tariq Mohammadi, you can ask him anything or follow him what he's doing in Sweden. Thank you very much for this call, and maybe we see each other in live on stage in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
That would be brilliant.
That will be brilliant. But in Sweden, we are so near to each other. One day, maybe we can have a coffee and meet each other in real time.
Maybe I first come to Sweden and then we go to Afghanistan.
Yes,
I think that's
that
a
would
better
be a
plan.
better idea right now.
And otherwise, online, because that's where we are right now.
Yes.
Thank you very much. This was Let's Talk About Adaptability.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you. See you next time. Bye-bye.